Hello everybody, today we are going to download Python. I will tell you what is Python, what is programming language, and I will tell you how to have your first interaction with Python, okay? In the integrated development environment that we'll download. Okay, so let's type Python in the Google. As you can see, the first website goes to python.org. This is the official website of Python. And here in the downloads section, you can download Python for the system that you are using, for Windows, Macintosh, or other platforms. The truth is that Python is supported on almost every system, so you do not need to worry. But here are two versions of Python. That starts with 3 and that starts with 2. This one is old one and it's not gonna be supported anymore in maybe 2 years time, maybe 5 years, we don't know, but it's not gonna be supported someday. That's why we're gonna start our adventure with the newest version, with something that is gonna be supported in future, right? This is branch, this version of Python is gonna be expanded in future, so that's where we will focus. Do not worry, because if you understand things in Python in the newer version, you will also understand Python in version 2. There's just small differences. Don't worry, okay? There are some different libraries, but anyway, you will know how to operate in Python 2 if you know Python 3, okay? That's just learning some differences. Okay, so let's go into Python 3.6.3, download it, save file, and let's wait a second. Okay, so we have downloaded the Python successfully. We can now open it and we can install it. It's a good idea to check this add Python 3.6 path if you want to run Python from the command line in future. We talk about it in future. Do not worry about this thing, command line or something like that. Just check it and click install now. Let's wait a second. Now, as you can see, there are many things that are connected to Python that are being installed. And let's click close. And what now? Where is Python? Well, we can click on here on the search Windows box here, and we can type something like IDLE. And we can open the version in 64-bit or 32-bit version of the Python integrated development environment. That shortcut stands for integrated development environment. If you have the 64-bit processor, then use this one. If you have 32-bit processor, then use this one. If you don't know, then use the 32-bit and everything will work fine. That doesn't matter for you at the start anyway. Okay, so let's click on it. And as you can see, we have got now something what is called shell. Okay, shell is a place where you can have interaction with Python interpreter and with shell itself. You can type here a few things, for example, 2 + 2, and when you click enter, you will see as a result 4. So you can send here operations that should be interpreted by interpreter. So interpreter is interpreting, so it's analyzing the things that you show here, and it changes it to something what is called bytecode. You need to know what is programming language. Well, the truth is that I'm talking to you right now in English, and you understand me, right? Probably. But, the problem is that if you wanted to speak with me in Polish, that would be probably a problem. We would need to have a translator. Interpreter from Python is something like that. It is a translator. It translates this thing to something like that. 010101, okay? I'm not sure if it will change it to exactly something like that, but it will change to the sequence of 0 and 1. What is that sequence? Well, our computer has got something what is called processors, and processors interprets the jumps in voltage, something like that, okay? And these jumps are between 0 and 1s, and everything you see in your computer, whatever you see, like, even this shell, the web browser, whatever, right, is interpreted from 0 and 1 to these things, okay? And interpreter is changing this language, right, the thing that we wrote here, into this. Our computer interprets this, and then we have got as a result, as you can see, for example, 4 or whatever else. we can send a command. For example, hey, I would like you to print, so I type print, and I would like to print you something like hello world, for example, right? And when I click enter, as you can see, it printed for me hello world. Okay, so interpreter interpreted this line, it changed it to 0101 sequence, some kind of, and we can see then, because computer could interpret 0 and 1 sequence, hello world. Okay, and as you can see, here is a command. Right? I can put here whatever I want, right? Prints, as you can see, this doesn't work too, because print is something that is known by Python. It is a command, it is a function. We'll talk about it more in future, and we'll learn many more functions, commands like that will help us operate, that will make us more powerful, right? We'll be able to create more things, we'll be able to change many more things because of knowing libraries that have got names like that, okay? So the truth is that if you want to become a programmer, you need to learn lots of functions, commands like that, and you need to know the syntax. So you need to know when to not make errors. So for example, when you make something like that, hello world, and as you can see, I will not put at the end this parentheses here, I will have probably something like an error. He was waiting for for me to end it when I click enter. But as you can see, it's you need to write your code the way it was expected, right? And so you need to learn the syntax. You need to learn how that code should look like in order to not make errors like that. And do not worry, because when you make some errors, right, you always get something like that, the syntax error message. And when you copy it and when you paste it here, you'll see that you will get lots of results that will lead to probably the fix for your problem. When I click here, you will notice probably, oh, you see, you're not putting a quote before the end of line. Okay, so that's why I had this problem, right? The Stack Overflow is really great website. Probably, if you are asking yourself something, that question was probably already answered on this website, okay? This is great website. Even experts in programming uses this website because it's just lots of time to every time invent the wheel from the scratch, okay? It's good idea to sometimes ask people instead of, doing everything on your own. So when you see an error like that, you can just put it here and you will get probably answer, okay? In Google or in the Stack Overflow. Or you can also ask me, right, in the questions and answer discussion section. I like to help people, so if you have any problems, do not worry, I will be glad to help you. So we now know what is programming language, okay? This is something that is used to communicate with our computer. This language is translated into the 0101, so the bytecode, and later that code is interpreted line by line by our computer, and we can see the result like that, okay? So that's only the lesson. In the future, we'll learn how we should write things, why we use the quotes, single quotes here, why parentheses are needed, and many other things like that, okay? Do not worry, that's on the first lesson, everything will be explained better. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to ask.